My name is Cheri. Welcome to my studio. I'm going to show you a super quick project today. Actually, it's one that we'll be doing at my camp this weekend, and camp's almost ready to start, and I have swapped this project out for another one, partly because it's a Valentine themed card. Let me show you what we're going to be using. First, we are using these fun little heart foil tins. They're right here. They are part of, it's kind of hard to get this new catalog in my camera view. It's the From My Heart suite, and we're going to use two pieces of it. We're kind of mix and matching stuff for this project. We're going to use the From My Heart faceted gems and the heart foil tins. I realized that my camp, my next camp will be super close to Valentine's Day, so I wanted to go ahead and swap this project out so they would have an idea for Valentine's. But these heart foil tins, you can see them here. You can bake in them. They're food safe. We're not going to be baking in them. Obviously, you can put candy in them. That's not what we're doing, which you may have already seen from the thumbnail or whatever got you to this video. You may have already seen what I'm doing with them, but I like to think of other ways to use the products. Somewhere in here, they've also strung them along to make a little banner, which is super cute. You could put lights in them, but you can bake in them. So you could put party mix, you could put chocolate. There's a lot of fun things that you can do. And then we're also going to use this super fun little packet, because my idea with these was to make them quick. So you could make gifts for your girlfriends, gifts, teacher gifts, and you could also do the same thing for a shower, a bridal shower, or a baby shower, or a gift, wedding, to take a gift for people to take with them. That was kind of my idea. So we're going to use this little thing down here that you might not have even noticed. It's the Peaceful Poppies Element Kit. Let me show you what that looks like. So you get all these pieces, just like it says, and they're die cuts. They're not stickers, but there's some really pretty pieces. Can you see this? And this is on watercolor paper, and it's embossed in white, so it's a resist. And then it's got some vellum pieces that are also embossed. I think I am missing some of mine because they're not all laying here, but the pieces that I need are, oh, some of them I think are stuck together. So we are going to work with, you can see I've already used one, and in order for it to work at my camp, everybody's going to have to use a little bit of a different one. So I've used this one, you'll see it in a second. I'm going to pop this one out here. This is just a little poppy. So this would be super fast. And if you were doing these for a big group, like if you were doing them for a bridal shower, just color the whole thing. Don't pop them all out. My original intent when I pulled these out was to use the black piece. See how pretty those are? And I was gonna put some words on this. But you know, things change when you start messing with stuff. And then I'm going to use this set from the annual catalog. And it's called A Wish for Everything. And it's one of these fun sets that comes with a whole bunch of different words, and it has happy, and then the die says, if I can pick it up, Valentine's, which I've already run through the die because it's just a one pass die, so there's nothing special you need to see with it. And then it does have some words, and the words that I would put with this probably, but there's other ones that you could substitute, but just a little reminder that you are loved. So if you're giving it to your mom or your girlfriend or, you know, your aunt's sister, that's a perfect one. It doesn't have to be like for your husband, because your husband doesn't want this gift. So those are this. And it's always fun to get something back out of the annual catalog. So put these aside, because like I said, this is super fast. And we're just going to take these little embossed pieces. I'm going to take my Stampin' Write markers. This is real red because I wanted it to match the bottom of the tin, and I'm just going to squiggle a little bit of color up here where my flower is. And then I have a Wink of Stella that's almost on its dried up end, but it's got a little bit in it. And just go over, and it will resist the part. Isn't that pretty? So it's going to resist the part that has the embossing on it. So that's all you do for that. And then I have my Mossy Meadow. You don't need quite as bit of as much of it. And I forgot my little bud right here, so let me get my other little bud. And I have a lot of Stellas that are almost dried up. So for Camp Tomorrow, I have one that they'll use for red and one that they'll use for the Mossy Meadow. And then just pull this right over the top, just like that. And then I did, isn't that pretty? For the other one, I have done this. So that's the same one. That one's dry. That one's almost dry. But it resists really pretty. You can pick that one back up. So let's take our lid. Like I said, this is a super fast project. It's gonna be a super fast video. So just take your snail. And it doesn't take much because it'll stick to that. My house has static in it though. And then you're gonna need a couple of glue dots. And here's the little Valentine. It's in here, this one. I've only made one of these because part of the reason I hadn't decided whether to do these 10s or not was I wasn't sure I was gonna have enough. I'd only ordered one set and I hadn't thought about getting any more of them. Just because, you know, Christmas comes and we do our pre-order before Christmas, and then next thing you know, it's January camp, and I don't think about Valentine's because it seems so far away when we do our pre-orders. Okay, so I'm just going to put 2 on there, and that'll be enough to hold this on there. So I have Valentine's, and I debated whether to just take that S off. You can see it fits just perfectly. I say that with great hope because I just laid it on here before. I haven't actually made one of these. This is the first one I've made. But if you don't want to do anything else to it, just cut the S off and just put Valentine, and then you don't have to. But I took the little happy that comes in this set that goes with this, and I just stamped it in the real red. Super simple. Now, I'm not going to use any kind of dye or punch or anything because I want it to be tiny. And they always like to have a really fast project at camp anyways. And this way they'll be able to take this and they can fill it with whatever they want. And give it to a daughter or a girlfriend or a sister. Because like I said, well, I guess you could put maybe some money or some chocolate if you want to give it to your husband or your son or your dad. But let's face it, we know what the guys. Okay, and then another glue dot. And the glue dots work best on these just because they're so really tiny. See, perfect. So I'm just going to slide this right under. Oops, it's stuck to my finger. There we go. I flipped it over to show you the glue dot. It's stuck to me. So we have this. And then I took just a little bit of succulent dirt. And you wouldn't want your succulent to live in here because obviously they can't live in a greenhouse. But you could, if you wanted to give a gift that they could keep in here, you could get go to the florist or the garden shop and get greenhouse plants. But you don't want your succulent to live in here forever. So if you are going to do these, but these would be perfect to give to a teacher or something because it's hard sometimes to transport your succulents without them getting squished. So now you're saving them from getting squished. But if you're gonna make these ahead of time, then I would just not pop the lids down on them until right before you're gonna give them out because you don't want to kill your succulent before you give it to them. And then I'm gonna take the From My Heart Faceted Gems, which I did open because these are hard for me to open. They're beautiful. This was the other reason I went with real red because look how pretty those are. Get my glue dots back. And any of the colors will work with these because the real red's part of it. So let's get whichever one sticks to it. And I'm using glue dots for this. If you're putting these on a card, you could use snail or liquid glue. But because this is obviously going to be toted around, I'm want something a little bit more stable and quick drying. So let's get a pinker, one of the raspberry ones. So those are super fast if you wanted to do them for a bridal shower, or I know we've been to a few weddings recently where they give you a succulent to take home, and then you get in the car and you're all dressed nicely from the wedding and you're holding this plant. So this would be a nice way to do that too if you were at a shower or something, because they're in a lid. So I hope you enjoy that. Super fast, and I hope my camp ladies enjoy it, but you don't have to put a plant in it. Like I said, you can fill it with chocolates. You could bake in it, just bake in it, and then pop the top down after you have a brownie or something, a chocolate lava cake, a lemon bar. You can bake whatever you want. Just pop them in the oven just like you would a thick chocolate chip cookie, and then just put your decorated lid on it. So I hope you like that. I have specials this month. I have some online classes. You get free stuff in January and February and March if you're watching this later with every purchase. So that's all I have for you today. Have a great weekend. Bye.